Hi there, I'm Ash Soan. I'm a UK session musician. The question that I've had is, what are the five top things that a session drummer should think about? Five possible things that should be on your agenda when you're working with a producer, or if you're in doing a session. I think the first one is try and be on time. It's quite amazing how that can disrupt the day, not only for the other musicians and other people working on the session, but it can upset your relationship with the people that you're working with too. Which kind of unsettles the whole day, which ultimately will unsettle the track. So, you know, being on time's cool. Obviously, a big part of it is sound. You know, kit sound is obviously an essential part of recording. I'm very fortunate with some of the studios I work in. I have a kit there that's generally set up in the room, and I've worked on it in that room. But you know, most people don't get that sort of luxury. So being capable of getting sounds quickly when you're asked to, you know, if people want a dead sound or a more open sound, you've got to be able to, you know, do that quickly and efficiently and make them happy as quick as possible. Them being the producer or artist, or both if they're there. Yeah, so be on time. Sound is essential. The next thing for me is obviously is feel. You've got to be able to play with feel and deliver a song dynamically. You know, they're the things that producers listen to. They're not that bothered about your new double bass drum lick. Or if you can get that in this ballad or whatever, you know, they're not really interested. But they are interested in you having a feel across the song and making it build dynamically. That is imperative. So yeah, feel's number three. Just try and be prepared with every eventuality, really. I don't take loads and loads of gear to the studio, but I do try and take, you know, say 2 or 3 pairs of hi-hats, couple of crashes, couple of rides, and maybe a couple of snare drums, but not absolutely shed loads of stuff to take, but definitely just in case someone might ask you for a different sound, and if you haven't got it in your bag, then that's a tricky one. And you know, and just so hone your gear, try and get a nice little bunch of gear that you know works for you and it incorporates your sound, but you can move with it a little. You can make it slightly funkier or slightly rockier, but without having 7 kits in your car. So that, you know, having, you know, being prepared is definitely a big one. Number 4, I think probably the most important one for me is communication with everybody. You know, from the guy that's coming in, miking up your drum kit and making you a cup of tea, to the producer, and being able to put their ideas out there and for them to hear and hopefully get the thumbs up. But communication is essential. And you know, building up relationships with people. And so that you know, they trust you, and that obviously comes from you being able to do the job. But if you can do that, you know, work on your communication skills. It's a strange thing to say, but you've got to be able to read a situation. Sometimes it might not be going great, and you've got to know when to say and do the right thing. And I think that's one of the things that I find most useful, is being able to keep my mouth shut when it gets tricky, or being able to confidently say, I think if we do this, it's going to be okay. And that's a long-term thing, but you know, your communication skills in the studio are paramount.